hot take, but I don't want to work anymore. God has completely removed that like boss babe mentality from me. I desire nothing more than to be provided for. Now, let me say, if somebody's providing for you, I truly believe though that you are serving them and serving your family. I don't want somebody to just be providing for me and I'm like laying on the couch doing nothing. I want to serve my family if my husband is providing for me. And it's so funny because for so many years I had this like super masculine, like I want to be a boss babe and I want to do all these things, like, and I still enjoy what I do. Like I'm a hairstylist, I run a small business, and I make content on the side, and I love what I do. Like, it brings me so much joy to spread the gospel online, and I get to make people feel pretty all day. It's like a privilege and an honor to do my job. However, with that being said, I would much rather be cooking and cleaning for my husband and running my kids to soccer practice. If I had to choose one or the other, I'm for sure every time going to choose my husband and my family. That I don't even have yet, but I know that the Lord puts the desire, He knows the desires of our heart because He puts them there. So it's just funny that the Lord will completely change the way that you think.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
First thing that made me laugh was the fact that she doesn't have a husband, but she's manifesting one. Do you guys have noticed that all these women believe for some reason God has a special rich husband for all of them? That's all they talk about, manifestation. God has a husband. He's keeping them for me. It's not my time yet. They never talk about if God has made them the perfect woman for that so-called perfect husband. Because I'm always asking myself, why would God bring a bad woman into a good man's life? Why would God want to destroy that man with you? Because you just said that you're tired of being a boss babe. Not because you are feminine naturally, not because you're going to be submissive naturally, but all because you want a retirement plan. That's another thing I was going to talk about. The majority of these boss babes, independent women, don't need no man. I make my own money. Don't need a nigga for nothing. Blah blah. Don't need men are broken dusty, right? They they don't want to pay their bills. That doesn't mean they don't want to work. No, they want to keep working, but they want to work and save their money and have a man pay their bills. So she's not going to be in love with you or get married to you because you're such a good guy. She didn't say, I'm ready to have a guy with good character. No, she said, I'm ready for a man who's going to provide for me. So which tells me she's never going to be with you because you're such a nice guy, because you're a guy who's respectful to people with good character. No, she's going to be with you because you're paying her bills, which means the day you lose your job, which means the day you get into a bad car accident and you can't pay her bills, which means the day your money goes down. So you may not lose your job, maybe they your business doesn't make as much money, which means you cannot pay all her bills. Let's say you're covering 100% of her bills, but now you can only manage to pay 80% because your company is not making as much money, and you're like, hey baby, the company is not making as much money as when you first found me, when we first got married. Can you try to pay 20% of the bills? Which means chances are she's gonna leave you, because when she got you, she met you, she married you because she was under the impression you're always going to pay 100% of the bills. So it's not because they want a good guy, or they're ready, they're changed, they're ready to build. No, she wants you already made and willing to pay all her bills. And the moment you can't pay the bills, what do you think is going to happen? She's going to leave you. So as a man, so this is why I like to go through these videos, because you guys have to be aware that it's not because, oh, they are changed. It's not because now she's going to be the feminine, kind, submissive woman who's ready to build with you. No, she's just ready. As long as, there's a caveat, she's ready to be a good woman as long as you're going to provide, because she wants a retirement plan. Because men are okay with working 40, 50 years. Women don't like it that way. She may be okay with it if it's her business, and she doesn't have to work just to pay bills. She wants to be able to work, like she said, just because she likes her job and to save her money. But which man is going for this deal? And I hate when they put God into this. I hate when they try to say, oh, God got a man for me. God has my Prince Charming somewhere. It's like God has, I need to find out where God has a storage of all these rich, tall, handsome men. I don't know where God is hiding them, but I need to find a place so I can start charging women money so I can take them to the storage unit, wherever God is hiding those types of men. Because for some reason, like I said, they always use God when it comes to getting what they want. They never use God to talk about God has turned me into a feminine, submissive woman who's going to cook for her husband and who's never going to yell and try to control my husband around and who's never going to get divorced. They don't talk about that part. Let's go through the comments. First comment is maturing is outgrowing boss babe vibes. You see what I mean? It's not maturing is outgrowing being a masculine woman. No, it's maturing is outgrowing a boss babe, which translation means maturing is ready for a man who's going to pay my bills. And then she says, my whole life changed when I let my husband provide and lead me. Translation, my whole life changed when I got tired of working and I told my husband to pay all the bills so I don't have to go to clock in into a job. And then this woman says, so many women are feeling this way, praying this. You see what I mean when they bring God into this? Praying this actually happens. So God is just going to bring some random rich man to pay for your bills now that you have decided, you've realized you don't want to have to work 40 hours for the rest of your life. This one says, baby, I've never wanted to work. Told you. They don't want to actually work. They just want to work just because they want something to do. They don't want to have to work to pay bills. That's the difference. This woman says, all I want is to go to Pilates in my matching Lululemon, go get a coffee, TJ Maxx in my Escalade. Is that too much to ask? Translation, all I want is a rich man who's going to pay all the bills so I can go live my life, my soft girl era, so I don't have to worry about bills and things like that. Crazy. But what do you guys think about that? Anybody has some money to provide for her? She says she's ready to submit.